Hari Om and welcome to Face to Face. We have a panel of enthusiastic students who will provide us an insight into Hindu culture. Thank you all for being here. Let me start with you, Nirja. What is Hindu culture?
Before I go into Hindu culture, let me first explain what culture means. When a group of people live together for a while in a particular location, living certain values, the special individuality or fragrance that emerges is called their culture. Culture, called Samskriti in Sanskrit, can be classified into two types: materialistic culture and spiritual culture. Materialistic culture, or Bhautika Samskriti, is a culture where the focus of life is matter, that which is seen, tangible. The modern day culture many of us experience in our day-to-day lives is a materialistic culture. Spiritual culture, or Adhyatmika Samskriti, is a culture where the focus of life is spirit, that which is not seen. More importance is given to these unseen things. The existence of objects and beings is not denied, but inquiry into that something which is unseen, yet because of which all the beings function, is the basis of what we call spiritual culture. And, answering your question, Hindu culture is a spiritual culture.
Wow, thank you for explaining it so clearly. So then, how do we follow this spiritual culture? Navya?
Hindu culture is a spiritual culture which draws a roadmap of human life. When we use this roadmap, we can reach our goal and graduate from Earth. This standard is provided to us in our Vedas. Now, Vedas are technically termed as Shruti, which means revealed knowledge. They are the breath of God. This knowledge was revealed to the great rishis who had purified and tuned their mind through meditation. Vedas have three khandas or sections. 1. Karma khanda. This is the ritualistic portion. It purifies our mind by removing our likes and dislikes. 2. Upasana khanda. This deals with the worship and meditation to cure the restlessness of the mind. And 3. Jnana khanda. This reveals the highest knowledge.
Likes and dislikes. I've wondered about this too. Why is it that I like cupcakes and not pancakes? Akhil maybe has an answer to this.
Hey Ashwin, that's because they are vasana anusaran, prompted by our inherent tendencies. Vasanas manifest in the form of likes, dislikes, and restlessness in our mind. But unless we get rid of these vasanas, we will not be able to graduate from earth and reach our goal moksha. If we reach the Lord, we will never have to come back to earth again, says Bhagavan Sri Krishna. Good actions, good thoughts, kind words, patience, and engaging in rituals like Upanayana, praying, and having a guru are the prescriptions given to us in our Vedas to work towards attaining the moksha.
What a quality roadmap. Very crisp and clean. Let's talk a little bit more about how vasanas play out. Maybe this man has an answer.
Thank you for bestowing this inspiring question upon me, Ashwin. Vasanas are what drive you to do what you do. All of our perceptions, actions, and responses, our likes and dislikes, are direct manifestations of vasanas. Our likes and dislikes are impurities of the mind and therefore should be eliminated. While in human form, we perform actions that are both good and bad. Each of these actions will have effects eventually. All of our actions have results that accumulate as papas and punyas. The total of these papas and punyas is called sanchita karma. Sanchita karma is like a large fixed deposit consisting of investments that mature at different times. By taking birth in the present body, we have come into the world to enjoy and suffer a portion of our past actions. This is called the prarabdha karma. Prarabdha karma is like a portion of a large fixed deposit that has matured. This is our destiny and we can't change this. Nature has given us a certain amount of freedom though. What we meet in life is our destiny, but the way we meet it is our free will. For example, imagine a cow tied to a tree with a rope. The cow's destiny is that it can only graze within the area that the rope allows it to graze, but its free will is that it can choose where to graze.
Let's take a question from the Western media.
My first question for you relates to the subject that we tend to see the most here in the West, and that is the matter of the caste system. the reverberations of the caste system in India. Could you describe for me where we stand with relation to the caste system?
Wherever there are human beings, whether in India or all over the world, there exists the Varna Vyavastha, mistakenly called the caste system. In Sanskrit, Varna means to describe, like color, form, quality, etc. When we study botany or zoology, the entire vegetable and animal kingdoms are classified according to similar qualities and attributes. Among human beings, too, there is much variety. Each one has a particular ability by nature. One person performs physical labor, another writes poetry, and yet another does social work. Just as an object and beings are classified in different natures, spiritual science also classifies society into 4 groups, the Chatur Varna. In Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna says, "The fourfold caste system has been created by me according to the differentiation of guna and karma." So when we say Brahmin, we are referring to the one who is predominantly sattvic, possessing a natural desire for knowledge and the qualities of love, faith, kindness, and compassion. A Kshatriya is the one who is predominantly rajasic, with numerous desires and ambitions. A Vaishya is the one with almost equal amounts of rajas and tamas, and least amount of sattva. A Shudra is predominantly tamas, which manifests as dullness and no ambition of any kind.
The caste system, like Ashwin said, is a categorization of people into 4 types based on their gunas and karmas, not birth. The caste system does not have to be applied only to Hinduism, but it can be applied to any society or any religion in the world. Modern day researchers, teachers, and scientists can be placed in the Brahmin section. Our army and navy can be placed in the Kshatriya section. Businessmen like Bill Gates and Warren Buffett can be placed in the Vaishya section. And lastly, the working class like carpenters and plumbers can be placed in the Shudra section. But we must not forget that all these jobs are equal. For example, Bill Gates may be a very successful tech savvy, but when his toilet breaks, he may not be able to fix it. So then he might need to seek the help of a plumber. This example shows that we must respect each and every job equally because each profession has its own place and importance in society. The BMI chart nicely ties into this. The profession you have is being performed at the body level, the gunas you acquire are performed at the mind level, and lastly, the intellect is what decides your caste. Ultimately, the goal is self-realization or Om, and we can obtain this through complete perseverance in our ability.
Due to technical difficulty, we're unable to get the second part of the question. Gitanjali, what is your understanding of idol worship?
The topic of idol worship falls under Upasana Kanda. The term Upa means near and Asana means to sit. When you sit near a fireplace, you experience warmth. Similarly, when you sit near the altar, you are feeling its presence. It calms you down and helps you experience that presence of God. The purpose of idol worship is to think of the ideals of God and transfer those ideals to yourself. You cannot just be worshiping the stone from which the idol is carved. To put it another way, when you salute the flag of your country, are you saluting a stick and a piece of cloth, or are you saluting the ideals of your country that are represented by the stick and cloth? By worshiping your personal idol or God, not only are you reducing the agitations of your mind, but you are also developing a friendship with that God. You are tuning your mind towards the frequency of God. This can be compared to radio waves. All stations are always playing in the air. It's up to you to decide which station you want to play.
The principle behind Gitanjali's point on idol worship is to see that unseen, the idol, through the idol, the seen. Hindu culture asks us to apply this principle into our daily lives, a way of living, where we need to see the unseen in everything that we see and transact with. The BMI chart given by Gurudev provides a framework on how we transact the world through our body, mind, and intellect, and helps us graduate from this earth to reach that Om state and become one with the unseen. Hari Om.